Vegan, for the brave only.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
No man ever got to the promised land without going through the desert. The best weapon against them is prayer. Prayer means the intense direction of the will and desire towards the highest, an unchanging intent to know nothing but the highest. Please continue watching to find out more.
Hello, wise viewers. I'm Isla. The devoted Scottish people commend your sincere prayers for a vegan world. We join in praying that compassion may soon prevail on our planet. Dr. Anna Kingsford, an insightful English theosophist of the 1880s, was said to be clairvoyant from the time she could speak. She herself felt that she came from the fairy realm and was given permission to be born as a human being so as to carry out her destiny. At the tender age of 13, Anna wrote the book Beatrice, A Tale of the Early Christians. Her early wisdom can be seen in the following excerpt. How foolish are they who seek to promote their own comfort by making it their sole study. They lose the very object of their desires and invariably render themselves restless and unhappy. While maintaining her spiritual and vegetarian interests, Anna Kingsford became a doctor. Not only was she one of the first female medical doctors in England, she graduated from medical school without experimenting on any animals. The subject of her medical degree thesis was vegetarianism and ethics. This led Dr. Kingsford to the writing and publishing of a well-received book, The Perfect Way in Diet. Dr. Kingsford continued with her inner spiritual and mystical experiences, which she documented in several books, in collaboration with longtime friend Edward Maitland. She also became known as an outspoken animal and women's rights activist. We now share with you selections from the book The Perfect Way, or The Finding of Christ. This book merges the spiritual values of Christianity and Theosophy to reveal a unifying wisdom that allows humans from all religions to progress along the path to perfection. According to Dr. Anna Kingsford, this perfection is exemplified by the Christ principle, which everyone is capable of discovering within. The third lecture, The Various Orders of Spirits and How to Discern Them, Part 3. The day and night of the microcosm, man, are its projective and reflective states. In the projective state, we seek actively outwards. We aspire and will forcibly. We hold active communion with the God without. In the reflective state, we look inwards. We commune with our own heart. We draw inward and concentrate ourselves secretly and interiorly. During this condition, the moon enlightens our hidden chamber with her torch and shows us ourselves in our interior recess. Who or what, then, is this moon? It is part of ourselves and revolves with us. It is our celestial affinity, of whose order it is said, "Their angels do always behold the face of my Father." Every human soul has a celestial affinity, which is part of his system and a type of his spiritual nature. This angelic counterpart is the bond of union between the man and God, and it is in virtue of his spiritual nature that this angel is attached to him. Rudimentary creatures have no celestial affinity, but from the moment that the soul quickens, the cord of union is established. The genius of a man is this satellite. Man is a planet. God, the God of the man, is its sun, and the moon of this planet is Isis, its initiator, angel, or genius. The genius ministers to the man and gives him light, but the light he gives is from God and not of himself. He is not a planet, but a moon, and his function is to light up the dark places of his planet. It is in virtue of man's being a planet that he has a moon. If he were not fourfold, as is the planet, he could not have one. Rudimentary men are not fourfold. They have not the spirit. Every human spirit soul has attached to him a genius, variously called by Socrates a daemon, by Jesus an angel, by the apostles a ministering spirit. All these are but different names for the same thing. The genius is linked to his client by a bond of soul, substance. Persistent ill living weakens this bond, and after several incarnations, even to the mystical 70 times 7, thus ill spent, the genius is freed and the soul definitively lost. The genius knows well only the things relating to the person to whom he ministers. About other things he has opinions only. The relation of the ministering spirit to his client is very well represented by that of the Catholic confessor to his penitent. He is bound to keep towards every penitent profound secrecy as regards the affairs of other souls. If this were not the case, there would be no order, and no secret would be safe. The genius of each one knows about another person only so much as that other's genius chooses to reveal. The genius is the moon to the planet man, reflecting to him the sun or God within him. For the divine spirit which animates and eternizes the man is the God of the man, the sun that enlightens him. And this sun it is, and not the outer and planetary man, that his genius, as satellite, reflects to him. Thus attached to the planet, the genius is the complement of the man, and his sex is always the converse of the planets. And because he reflects not the planet, but the sun, not the man, as do the astrals, but the God, his light is always to be trusted. The genius never controls his client, never suffers the soul to step aside from the body, to allow the entrance of another spirit. The person controlled by an astral or elementary, on the contrary, speaks not in his own person, but in that of the spirit operating, and the gestures, expression, intonation and pitch of voice change with the obsessing spirit. The genii are not fighting spirits and cannot prevent evils. They were allowed to minister to Jesus only after his exhaustion in combat with the lower spirits. Only they are attacked by these who are worth attacking. No man ever got to the promised land without going through the desert. The best weapon against them is prayer. Prayer means the intense direction of the will and desire towards the highest, an unchanging intent to know nothing but the highest. When this union takes place, there is no longer need of an initiator, for then the office of the genius is ended. For as the moon or Isis of the planet man, the genius reflects to the soul the divine spirit, with which she is not yet fully united. In all things is order. Wherefore, as with the planets, so with the microcosm. They who are nearest divinity need no moon, but so long as they have night, so long, that is, as any part of the soul remains unilluminated, and her memory or perception obscure, so long the mirror of the angel continues to reflect the sun to the soul. For the memory of the soul is recovered by a threefold operation, that of the soul herself, of the moon, and of the sun. The genius is not an informing spirit. He can tell nothing to the soul. All that she receives is already hers. But in the darkness of the night it would remain undiscovered, but for the torch of the angel who enlightens. Yea, says the angel genius to his client, I illuminate thee, but I instruct thee not. I warn thee, but I fight not. I attend, but I lead not. Thy treasure is within thyself. My light showeth where it lieth, respecting the complete final recovery of memory. Generous viewers, it's been a pleasure to have your company for today's Words of Wisdom. Please join us tomorrow for part 2 of this programme. Coming up next is the rich indigenous culture of the Ryukyuan people, right after noteworthy news here on Supreme Master Television. May God bless your spiritual seeking with the highest peace and wisdom of heaven.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Acara kami menyediakan banyak bahasa. Silakan lihat suprememastertv.com/schedule dan suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Vegan, are you in, Saint?